Do you ever find yourself looking into the horizon, just thinking to yourself, how can I weaponize a planter? Well, I do, all the time. It turns out you can, since if you're underneath the planter, you can see right through it. So what, you may be asking yourself? Well, observe. Alright, look, this needs to be said. Most people are not stupid, at least not anymore. Most people at this point will not just walk into a base that happens to have its door open or have a sign outside saying free loot, please enter. You know, thanks to all the trap base videos and them being used all the time. So trap bases need to evolve, and I'd say this is their evolution. The guy sees the chest and there's no walls around, there's nothing, so it makes the player feel like he's out in the open and he can't be trapped or closed in a space. I mean, in the end of the day, who do you really want to trap? Do you want to trap a noob that most likely doesn't have anything on him if he's stupid enough to walk into one of these bases, or an actual geared person that would approach something with caution but would not be aware of this specific exploit? Now I'm going to show you how to build this design. It's a starter based last trap that anyone can do early on in the game for loot. Now this part is important. You need to find yourself a nice little slope like this one and place 2 foundations here. And then you want to place foundation steps over here. Now you want to make sure you can fit underneath and that there's enough room to sit in and move around. So now we know we can fit underneath the step, place a foundation at the end of it. Then place a step here with a foundation under it. Now you can delete the following and place these foundations. Now place the door frame here and here. Then wall off everything without getting yourself trapped. Now we can cover the roof. As you can see, there's a lot of room to move about inside. So let's go place some triangle foundations to close it around. And you get yourself this layout. Now we can go ahead and upgrade to whatever you want or can afford, but make sure you leave the 2 middle roof pieces as twig. Now we need to place our 4 large planters. This part is a bit tricky. You need to come to this side of the building and place one end in the middle of this floor piece, or it will break when you remove the twig underneath. So take your time and don't get frustrated if you don't get it first try. Alright, now we want to go to the other side to place our next one. Now you need to remember that planters are actually slightly smaller than foundations and roof pieces, so no matter what you do and how you place it, you're always going to get a gap between each other. But that's not an issue, and I'll show you why. Just make sure you place this one as close as possible to the other one. Alright, perfect. Now it's a good idea to break the twig before you place the last two, just to make sure these ones are standing correctly. Great, now let's replace the twig. Now we go inside and break the last twig roof. You will always get this gap, as we said earlier, and this is how you're going to fix it. Gap's gone. Now, the middle gap is not a big deal, but if you're paranoid about it, you can always place pumpkin seeds around the edges. Not that anyone would ever look down into the gap anyway. Now place a wall piece here with a roof on top. And now place a chest right here. Inside, place your usual furnace, bed, chest and cupboard as you would in a simple starter base. Now we go back into our basement and we want to damage the planter with a hatchet or something. A hatchet does 13 damage to it, so make sure you stop at 13 health. Something to note, arrows do not damage the planter, so forget about shooting it out with an arrow. It does get damaged by bullets though, but since we're a fresh spawn, we most likely won't have a gun yet, so a spear will do fine. I'm using a bear trap underneath, but it's optional, though I recommend it. And with that said, we're pretty much done. Don't forget to check out my last video. It's a concept I created called the lag switch tower. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.